Good evening, everybody. You're probably wondering why I chose the town of Clayton to talk about. So I'll tell you some facts about Clayton, why I chose it, and then I'll talk to you about all the ghosts in Clayton that exist today. About a year ago, I was driving through Clayton, and my husband and I were saying, oh, what a nice community it is. It's so clean, so cozy, very nice houses, there's a beautiful golf course. And then I read an article in the Clayton Pioneer that there's a county detention center on Marsh Creek Road. And then I found out some more details that they want to add more low-income housing. So I said, oh, maybe I don't want to live here anymore. And then I started looking around, and we still went to some open houses. So then I found this book at the Royal Rooster about Clayton. And it talks about the history of Clayton. So it started out with Joe Henry Clayton and Mr. Ryan, who founded Clayton. And with a coin toss, Mr. Clayton got to name the town after him. Otherwise, they would have named it Ryanville instead of Clayton. I don't know if that sounds any better. But anyway, so along the way, I was reading the book, and they talk about all these ghosts in Clayton. They talk about the Clayton Club. The saloon is the oldest business in Clayton, and they have ghosts there. So one night, the people were closing down. They were cleaning up the saloon, and they were the only ones on the first floor and nobody else. So they started seeing the cowboy boots spinning around and around, and they stopped and they said, what is that? So as they go on during the night, they hear these footsteps walking up across above them, and they know there's nobody else there except them because they're the only ones working there. So that's one ghost. Along the way, I heard about the Clayton Library. Is built on an Indian burial ground. And the people who work there say that, well, sometimes the doors get jammed and they're stuck. Other times they feel like heat coming above the floors. And then the people who go to the library say they feel like there's somebody touching their hair. And then other people say, oh, it's just, nonsense. It's just the electrical problem. It's the air conditioning. So who knows? I've gone into the library, I didn't notice anything. Well, I've never seen a ghost either. So then there was another history of Clayton. Because it was a mining town, there's been a lot of things going on. At one point, there was a family, Joaquin Marietta. He had a successful farm in Clayton, and then he started panhandling for gold, and the people there said that Mexicans can't panhandle gold in that area. Well, he kept on farming and kept on panhandling because he just needed to make a living. So one night, there were 31 drunk men who came onto their property, and they killed his brother, and then they killed his wife. And he disappeared. And they couldn't find him, but slowly 14 out of the 31 men were killed, and one of their ears was chopped off. So there was a bounty to look for him. The governor of California made a bounty to capture him. So a bunch of rangers were looking for him, and they finally found him. So Captain Love caught him, and they cut off his head. And they put his head in the Gold Nugget Saloon behind a bar in San Francisco. So the ghost they say is kind of weird. They say that they see Joaquin Marietta going around, get my head back, get my head back. Well, that's what they're saying in the book. So you can believe it or not. And then the other thing was, there's a store there called the Royal Rooster. So these clerks are the only ones in the store, but sometimes they hear like sounds at the other end of the store, and they know there's nobody else except them. And there was another time this lady she put everything away. The next morning she comes back and the angel is broken, this figurine. She said there was nobody there. How could that happen? Another time somebody put a cake plate back, and the next day they come back, there's a crack right in the middle. It's just unbelievable. But if you're a golfer, they say on the 14th hole it's haunted there. So through the Clayton Road, there's a road that goes up, and there's a tunnel that goes to the newer area. And around the 14th hole, they say there's a ghost that pops up every so often. So now, do you want to live in Clayton? So believe it or not, there may be ghosts. And it seems like there might be, because they say that sometimes people become ghosts because they have not left this earth, they have things that they need to carry out, they still have emotions left that they have tied to. So my thought for you is, you might want to go to Clayton and visit some of those old houses, and maybe you'll see a ghost, but I've never seen one yet.